there right now, aren't you? 3 in the morning, staring at the ceiling, while your mind plays the same horror movie on repeat. Every mistake, every fear, every tomorrow that might destroy you. I know because I've been there, and tonight we're going to end this cycle forever. This isn't just another prayer. This is the complete surrender that will finally give your tormented soul peace it's been screaming for. For years, you've carried burdens that were never meant to be yours, and tonight, you're going to learn how to let them go. Look at you right now. Your shoulders are probably tense, your jaw clenched without you even realizing it. That's because you've been carrying invisible weights all day long. Every harsh word someone threw at you, every opportunity you missed, every moment you felt small and insignificant in a world that seems designed to break you. Your body remembers every single blow, even when your mind tries to forget. The weight of disappointment sits heavy on your chest, like a stone you can't remove. Every forced smile you wore today, every time you said I'm fine when you were dying inside, every moment you pretended to be stronger than you felt, it's all still there, stored in your bones. And now, in the darkness of your room, there's nowhere left to hide from the truth of how heavy you really feel. But here's what nobody tells you: that weight wasn't meant to stay with you. Every burden you're carrying right now has an expiration date, and that date is tonight. There's a place where all the pain goes to die. Every disappointment gets transformed into something sacred. You don't have to be the repository for everyone else's cruelty or your own self-doubt. Imagine right now, physically feeling each worry lifting off your chest one by one. The argument with your spouse, the stress about money, the fear that you're not good enough. Each one has been like a parasite feeding on your peace, and you've been the willing host for too long. Tonight, we're going to starve those parasites until they have no choice but to let go. Close your eyes and picture your day like a backpack you've been carrying. Every difficult conversation is a rock in that bag. Every moment of anxiety is sand filling the spaces between. By evening, you're not walking anymore. You're crawling under the weight of things that were never yours to carry. Your back aches not just from physical labor, but from the emotional labor of being human in a broken world. But right now, in this moment, you have permission to set that backpack down. Not tomorrow, not when you've earned rest, not when everything is perfect. Right now, the ground beneath you is sacred, and it can hold everything you've been carrying. You don't have to prove your worth by suffering. That's the lie. That's been killing you slowly. Feel it now, the physical sensation of release as you consciously let go of today's pain. Your breathing deepens. Your muscles begin to unknot. Your heartbeat slows to match the rhythm of peace. This is what you've been searching for in every distraction, every numbing behavior, every desperate attempt to escape. It wasn't in the bottom of a bottle or the glow of a screen. It was always here, waiting for you to surrender. God, I give you every heavy thing I carried today. The words that cut me, the fears that haunted me, the moments I felt invisible and forgotten. Take this weight that's been crushing my spirit. I don't want to carry it into my dreams, into tomorrow, into the sacred space of my rest. Transform this pain into something beautiful while I sleep. Something I can't even imagine right now. And when you finally close your eyes, that's when the real show begins, isn't it? Your mind becomes a 24-hour news channel broadcasting nothing but disasters and worst-case scenarios. Every embarrassing moment from the past 15 years suddenly demands your immediate attention. The argument you had in 3rd grade, the job interview you bombed, the relationship that ended badly, they all come crawling out of their graves to dance on your peace. Your brain, the same organ that's supposed to help you survive, becomes your greatest enemy at night. It whispers lies about your worth, creates problems that don't exist, and replays every trauma like a broken record. You've completely tried everything: meditation apps, white noise, counting sheep, but nothing stops the chaos. The truth is, your mind isn't broken, it's just untrained and terrified. It's like a guard dog that never learned when to stop barking, so it barks at shadows, at memories, at imaginary threats. Every thought that keeps you awake is actually your mind's twisted way of trying to protect you from pain. But protection that prevents peace isn't protection at all. It's prison. Your thoughts race because they're trying to solve problems that can only be solved by letting go. They analyze because they believe if they just figure everything out, you'll finally be safe. But safety isn't found in the maze of your overthinking mind. It's found in the space between. Thoughts, that space is where God lives, where peace waits, where your soul can finally exhale right now. Your thoughts are like wild horses running in every direction, trampling your peace underfoot. But you don't have to be trampled. You can learn to watch them without being dragged by them. Every anxious thought is just a messenger, trying to deliver mail to yesterday or tomorrow. But you live in today, in this moment, in this breath, and that's the only address that matters. See your racing thoughts as clouds passing through the sky of your awareness. You are not the clouds, you are the vast, unchanging sky that remains peaceful regardless of weather. The storm in your head doesn't define you, it doesn't own you, and it definitely doesn't have to rule your night. You have the power to be the observer of your thoughts rather than their victim. Breathe deeply and feel your awareness expanding beyond the noise in your head. This is you reclaiming your sovereignty over your own inner world. Your mind will try to convince you that every thought is urgent, but most of them are just reruns of old fears. Tonight, you're changing the channel to something sacred, something that actually serves your highest good. God, quiet the storm in my mind that rages against rest and peace. Help me see my thoughts as temporary visitors, not permanent residents. Give me the wisdom to know which thoughts deserve my attention and which ones deserve my dismissal. Let my mind become a garden of peace where only thoughts aligned with love can grow, because behind every thought that won't let you sleep, there's that primal terror of what's waiting for you when the sun rises. Tomorrow isn't just another day, it's a courtroom where you'll be judged. Battlefield where you might lose everything. Your imagination turns into a horror movie director, creating worst-case scenarios with Academy Award-winning detail. What if you lose your job? What if your health fails? What if the people you love abandon you? What if you're not strong enough, smart enough, good enough for whatever tomorrow demands? The future becomes a monster under your bed, growing larger and more terrifying with each passing hour. You lie there calculating risks, planning defenses, trying to prepare for every possible catastrophe. But no amount of worry has ever prevented a single bad thing from happening. It just steals your peace today. Here's the devastating truth. You're not afraid of tomorrow, you're afraid of facing tomorrow alone. Every fear about the future is really a fear that you won't have what it takes when the moment comes. You're terrified that when life demands courage, you'll find cowardice. When it demands strength, you'll find weakness. When it demands wisdom, you'll find confusion. So you stay awake trying to become someone you're not. But what if I told you that you've already survived 100% of your worst days? Every crisis you thought would destroy you, every heartbreak you thought would kill you, every failure you thought was the end, you're still here, still breathing, still capable of love and hope and growth. The future isn't your enemy, it's just another opportunity for you to discover how resilient you really are. Stop for a moment and remember the last time you were certain disaster was coming. Remember how you lost sleep, how you worried yourself sick, how you prepared for the worst, and then remember what actually happened. How you found strength you didn't know you had. How solutions appeared when you needed them. How you adapted and survived and even thrived. That wasn't luck or coincidence. That was the universe conspiring to support you, even when you couldn't see it. The same force that carried you through every previous storm is still with you now, still available, still working. Tomorrow's challenges aren't coming to destroy you. They're coming to reveal more of your hidden strength. Every fear you have about the future is just evidence that you haven't yet learned to trust your own resilience. Feel your body relaxing as you remember that you don't have to carry tomorrow's problems tonight. Each day brings its own strength, its own grace, its own solutions that you can't see from here. Your job isn't to figure everything out in advance, it's to show up with an open heart when the time comes. The future is not a test you can study for by staying awake. It's a dance you learn by stepping onto the floor. God, I release my grip on tomorrow and all its unknowns into your capable hands. You see the end from the beginning. You know every twist in my path before I do. Help me trust that you're already in my tomorrow, preparing the way, providing what I need. Let me sleep in the confidence that your love for me extends far beyond my ability to plan or worry. And this fear of tomorrow grows even more terrifying when you realize how utterly alone you feel facing it. You can be surrounded by family, friends, colleagues, and still feel like you're the only person in the universe. Everyone else seems to have it figured out. Everyone else seems to belong. Everyone else seems to fit. But you feel like an alien wearing a human costume. always. One step behind, always out of sync. You smile and nod and play the part. But inside you're screaming, does anyone see me? Does anyone care? The loneliness isn't just about being physically alone, it's about feeling fundamentally misunderstood. It's about carrying secrets and struggles that you believe would horrify people if they knew the truth. It's about performing happiness while your soul slowly dies from lack of genuine connection. You've learned to be whoever people need you to be, haven't you? The strong one who never cries, the funny one who makes everyone laugh, the responsible one who has it all together. Who are you when no one's watching? Who are you when the mask comes off? That person, the real you, feels invisible, unlovable. Too much or not enough for this world. You've convinced yourself that if people really knew you, they'd leave, so you keep your true self locked away. But isolation for self-protection becomes its own kind of death, doesn't it? You're dying of thirst while standing next to the ocean, because you're too afraid to reveal that you're thirsty. The very walls you built to protect yourself have become the prison that's slowly killing your spirit. But here's what loneliness never tells you. You're not the only one wearing a mask. Everyone around you is also pretending, also struggling, also feeling like they don't belong. The person next to you at work, the friend who seems to have it all together, the stranger in the grocery store, they're all carrying the same secret fear that they're not enough. They don't fit, that they're fundamentally flawed. We're all walking around like actors who've forgotten we're in the same play, feeling alone while surrounded by people who feel equally alone. The connection you're craving isn't found by being perfect, it's found by being real. And the realest thing about you isn't your success or your strength, it's your vulnerability, your need, your beautiful brokenness. That's where true connection lives. In the space where we stop pretending and start being human together. Right now, in this moment. You're not alone even if it feels like you are. There's a love surrounding you that doesn't require you to earn it or deserve it or perform for it. This love sees every secret shame, every hidden fear, every part of you that you think is too much or not enough. And it doesn't just tolerate those parts, it cherishes them because they make you uniquely, irreplaceably you. God, in my loneliness, help me feel your constant presence surrounding me like the air I breathe. Remind me that I am never truly alone, that your love fills every empty space in my heart. Help me remember that I don't have to be perfect to be worthy of connection and belonging. Let me sleep knowing that I am seen, known, and loved exactly as I am, not as I think I should be. And that loneliness gets so much heavier when it's mixed with shame, doesn't it? Because lying there in the dark, all your mistakes come crawling out of their hiding places to torment you. The lies you told, the people you hurt, the opportunities you destroyed with your own stupidity, every cruel word you spoke in anger, every time you chose cowardice over courage, every moment you failed to be who you wanted to be. They replay like a greatest hits album of your worst moments, each one more painful than the last. Your mind becomes a courtroom where you're simultaneously the prosecutor, the defendant, and the judge, and you always find yourself guilty. Always sentence yourself to another sleepless night of self-torture. The mistakes feel permanent, carved into your soul like scars that will never heal. You've probably tried everything to escape this guilt, haven't you? You've made promises to do better. You've punished yourself thinking that suffering would somehow balance the scales. You've replayed the scenarios 1,000 times, editing the story, imagining what you should have done differently. But the past is like concrete. The harder you try to change it, the more it resists, the more it hurts. Self-hatred has never improved a single soul, yet you keep drinking that poison hoping it will somehow heal you. Every night you lie there like a prosecutor building a case against yourself, gathering evidence of your unworthiness. But what if the courtroom in your mind is operating under the wrong legal system entirely? What if there's a higher court where mercy isn't just possible, it's guaranteed? Asterisk, listen carefully. Your mistakes don't define you, they refine you. Every failure was a lesson in disguise. Every wrong turn was guiding you toward your true path. The person you are now exists because of those mistakes, not in spite of them. They taught you empathy, they broke your pride. They showed you your need for grace, and that was their purpose. You think those mistakes make you damaged goods, but they actually make you wise, compassionate, real. The very things you hate most about your past are often the things that qualify you to help others. In their pain, your scars aren't evidence of your failure, they're proof of your survival. Your growth, your capacity to heal. God uses broken things to create something beautiful, and you're not the exception to that rule. Feel the relief washing over you as you realize that your past doesn't have to poison your future. Every mistake has already been paid for by a love greater than your capacity to mess up. The forgiveness you're searching for isn't something you have to earn. It's something you simply have to receive. Your guilt is like a prison where you're holding the key, but refusing to use it because you think you deserve to suffer. God, I confess every mistake that haunts my sleep and steals my peace. I acknowledge the pain I've caused others and the damage I've done to my own soul. But I also receive your forgiveness that's bigger than my failure. Your mercy that's new every morning. Help me forgive myself the way you've already forgiven me, completely and without condition. It's this toxic mixture of guilt and loneliness and fear that feeds the anxiety monster. Living in your chest. You know the one. It wakes up before you do, reminding you of everything that could go wrong today. It turns every minor inconvenience into a major catastrophe, every small problem into an unsolvable crisis. Your heart races for no logical reason. Your palms sweat over imaginary threats. Your mind creates disasters faster than you can debunk them. Anxiety doesn't just steal your peace, it steals your present, because you're always living in some horrible future. That probably won't happen. You become an expert at catastrophic thinking, a master of worst-case scenarios, a prophet of doom in your own life. Every phone call could be bad news. Every change could be disaster. Every unknown could be the thing that finally destroys you. Living with anxiety is like being followed by an invisible predator that only you can see. You've tried to manage it, haven't you? You've tried breathing techniques and positive thinking and all the advice people give. But anxiety isn't logical. You can't reason with it any more than you can reason with a hurricane. It feeds on your attempts to control it, grows stronger. Every time you try to think your way out of feeling, the more you fight it, the more power you give it, the more you fear it, the more real it becomes. You end up anxious about being anxious, worried about worrying, afraid of your own fear. It's like being trapped in a house of mirrors where every reflection shows you another version of your terror. But what if anxiety isn't your enemy? What if it's just misdirected love, protective energy that's lost its way? What if instead of fighting it, you learn to redirect it towards something that actually serves you? Your anxiety exists because you care deeply about your life and the people in it. It's your heart's twisted way of trying to protect everything you love from being lost. But protection through worry is like trying to water a garden with poison. The intention is good, but the method is destructive. The energy you spend on anxiety could be transformed into prayer, into action, into trust. Every what if that torments you can become a what if that excites you. What if things work out better than you imagined? What if you're stronger than you think? What if you're being guided and protected? What if the universe is actually conspiring for your good, not against it? Your anxious thoughts are just prayers that haven't learned their true purpose yet. Breathe deeply and feel your nervous system beginning to remember what safety feels like. Your body has been in fight or flight mode for so long, it's forgotten how to rest. But rest isn't a luxury you have to earn. It's a birthright you've been denying yourself. Tonight, you're going to practice radical trust, releasing control of outcomes you never controlled anyway. God, I give you every worry that's been eating me alive from the inside out. Every what if that torments me, every fear that steals my sleep, every anxiety that makes my heart race. Transform this nervous energy into peaceful surrender, this protective instinct into trusting faith. Help me sleep in the confidence that you're handling everything I'm trying so desperately to control. But underneath all this anxiety, all this fear, all this guilt, there's an even deeper pain, isn't there? The gnawing suspicion that your life doesn't matter, that you're just taking up space in a universe that would function fine without you. You wake up every day and go through the motions, but you can't shake the feeling that you're missing something crucial. Everyone else seems to have found their calling, their passion, their reason for being here. But you feel like you're wandering in a desert without a map, searching for water that might not exist. You've tried different jobs, different relationships, different hobbies, thinking that purpose was something you could find outside yourself. But every achievement feels hollow, every success feels temporary. Every accomplishment leaves you asking, is this it? The search for meaning has become its own kind of suffering, a hunger that nothing seems to satisfy. Esther, maybe you've been looking for purpose in all the wrong places. You've been searching for your mission in what you do instead of who you are. You've been trying to earn significance through achievement instead of recognizing the significance you already possess. Your purpose isn't something you have to discover. It's something you have to uncover beneath all layers of other people's expectations. You were born with sacred worth that doesn't depend on your productivity, your success, or your usefulness to others. Your existence itself is a miracle, a unique expression of divine creativity that has never existed before and will never exist again. The fact that you're here, breathing, feeling, hoping, that's not an accident, that's not meaningless, that's not insignificant. You are the answer to a prayer someone prayed, the fulfillment of a dream someone dreamed, the love someone needed. Your purpose might not look like what you expected, and that's okay. It might not be grandiose or visible or applauded by others, and that's okay too. Maybe your purpose is to be the person who listens when someone needs to be heard. Maybe it's to show kindness to strangers who are having the worst day of their lives. Maybe it's to love your family well, to raise children who feel safe, to be faithful in small things. Maybe your purpose is simply to heal from your own wounds so completely that you become a source of hope for others walking the same path. The world doesn't need another person trying to be impressive. It needs more people committed to being authentic. Your scars, your struggles, your journey through darkness, these aren't disqualifications from purpose. They're qualifications for it. Feel the relief of knowing that you don't have to prove your worth. You just have to live it. Every day you choose love over hate, hope over despair, healing over bitterness. You're fulfilling your purpose. You don't have to change the world. You just have to show up as yourself and let the world be changed by your presence. Your purpose isn't a destination you reach. It's a way of traveling through life with intention. And love. God, help me stop searching for purpose outside myself and start recognizing the purpose within me. Show me how my pain can become my ministry, how my struggles can become my strength. Help me see that my life has meaning not because of what I achieve, but because of whose I am. Let me sleep knowing that I matter, that I belong here, that my existence is both intentional and precious. This search for meaning, this constant struggle, this endless trying to be enough, it's left your soul completely exhausted, hasn't it? Not just tired in your body, but tired in the deepest part of who you are. Tired of pretending you're okay when you're not. Tired of being strong when you want to collapse. Tired of fighting battles that never seem to end. Tired of carrying weights that never seem to get lighter. You're tired of being tired, exhausted by your own exhaustion. Weary of the weariness that follows you everywhere. Every morning feels like you're starting a marathon with legs that already ran yesterday's race. You've been running on empty for so long, you've forgotten what it feels like to be full. The exhaustion isn't just physical, it's emotional, spiritual, existential. Reaching into the very core of your being. You've been trying to be your own savior, haven't you? Trying to fix everything, solve everything, heal everything, carry everything, be everything to everyone. You've made yourself responsible for outcomes you can't control, for people you can't save, for problems you didn't create. The weight of trying to be God in your own life has crushed your spirit under its impossible burden. You weren't designed to carry the world on your shoulders. That's why Atlas was mythology. Reality. Your exhaustion is your soul's way of saying, I can't do this anymore, and I wasn't meant to. It's not weakness, it's wisdom finally breaking through the delusion of self-sufficiency. Sometimes we have to reach the end of ourselves before we can find the beginning of something greater. This exhaustion you feel isn't your failure, it's your invitation. An invitation to stop trying so hard, to quit performing for approval, to cease striving for worth. It's an invitation to collapse into arms that were always ready to catch you. You don't have to be strong enough for your life. You just have to be open enough to receive strength. You don't have to have all the answers. You just have to be willing to trust someone who does. You don't have to fix yourself. You just have to surrender to the process of being healed. Your weariness is actually sacred because it's in the place of weakness that divine strength shows up. When you can't, that's when you discover who can. When you're empty, that's when you get filled. Let yourself feel the relief of finally admitting you can't do it all, be it all, handle it all. There's freedom in the confession of your limits, peace in the acknowledgement of your need. You've been carrying burdens that were never meant to be yours, fighting battles that were never meant to be fought alone. Tonight is the night you lay down your weapons and let someone else fight for you. God, I am so tired of trying to be strong enough for this life. I'm exhausted from pretending I have it all together when I feel like I'm falling apart. Take this weariness from me and replace it with your rest that restores not just my body, but my soul. Help me sleep the sleep of someone who knows they're loved, protected, and carried through everything. And it's exactly in this place of exhaustion, this moment of surrender, that you discover something beautiful you're not alone in. The darkness and you never have been. While you've been lying there afraid, anxious, guilty, and worn out, there's been a presence watching over you, not judging you for your struggles, not disappointed in your weaknesses, not frustrated with your fears. This presence sees your pain and doesn't turn away. It moves closer, it sees your tears and doesn't dismiss them. It collects them like precious jewels. It sees your brokenness and doesn't try to fix you. It sits with you in the pieces until you're ready to be whole. This is the love that guards your sleep, watches over your dreams, that protects your rest. Asterisk every night when you close your eyes. You're not falling into vulnerability, you're falling into safety. The same power that keeps the planets in orbit is keeping watch over your pillow. The same love that sustains the universe is sustaining you through the night hours. While your conscious mind rests, divine love is working, healing trauma, mending wounds, restoring hope. Your sleep isn't just a biological necessity, it's a sacred act of trust. Every time you surrender to sleep, you're practicing faith, believing that you'll be safe while you're defenseless, and you are safe not because nothing bad can happen, but because nothing can happen that love can't transform. Even your nightmares are subject to a higher authority. Even your fears bow to a greater power. Picture it right now, invisible angels surrounding your bed, standing guard over your rest, not because you've earned protection, but because you're precious beyond measure. Your value doesn't fluctuate with your performance. It's constant, unchanging, absolute. While you sleep, love is working behind the scenes, orchestrating tomorrow's grace, preparing today's answers. Problems that seem so overwhelming in the daylight become manageable in the hands of divine wisdom. Relationships that feel broken become candidates for miraculous healing. The dreams that seem impossible become blueprints for unexpected provision. Your sleep is not escape from reality. It's an invitation into a reality where all things are possible. Feel your body relaxing as you truly understand how protected you are. Every breath you take while sleeping is a gift. Every dream is touched by divine creativity. Every hour of rest is supervised by perfect love. You can let go completely because you're being held completely. The same hands that form the mountains are cradling your heart while you sleep. God, I place myself under your protective wings tonight. Guard my sleep from fear, from nightmares, from the anxieties that try to steal my rest. Let your angels watch over me while I'm vulnerable, keeping me safe in body, mind, and spirit. Help me wake up tomorrow refreshed, renewed, and reminded of how deeply I'm loved and protected. Asterisk. Because this protection isn't just about keeping you safe, it's about transformation. Sleep isn't just rest for your body, it's renovation for your soul. While you're unconscious, divine love is rewiring your thoughts, healing your emotions, restoring your hope. The person who goes to sleep broken can wake up with pieces mysteriously put back together. This isn't just positive thinking, this is the actual process of renewal that happens in the sacred space of sleep. Your dreams aren't random firings of neurons, they're your soul processing pain, integrating healing, receiving revelation. Every morning you wake up is evidence of resurrection power at work in your life. You're not the same person who went to sleep, because love never leaves anything unchanged. Think about it. How many times have you gone to bed overwhelmed and woken up with clarity? How many times has sleep brought perspective that no amount of thinking could provide? How many times has the morning brought hope that the night had convinced you was impossible? This isn't coincidence. This is grace working through a natural process of rest and renewal. Your body repairs itself while you sleep, but more importantly, your spirit repairs itself too. Old wounds start to heal, toxic thoughts get filtered out, divine downloads get integrated into your consciousness. You wake up not just physically rested, but emotionally recalibrated, spiritually refreshed, mentally renewed. Sleep is God's gift to every person who's tired of being tired, weary of being weary. Every night is an opportunity for resurrection in miniature form. The you that was anxious yesterday can wake up peaceful today. The you that was hopeless last night can wake up expectant this morning. The you that felt unloved at bedtime can wake up feeling cherished at dawn. This transformation doesn't require your effort or your understanding. It just requires your surrender. You don't have to figure out how healing happens. You just have to create space for it to happen. Sleep is that space, that sacred laboratory where divine love performs miracles on willing hearts. Your rest is not passive, it's powerfully active, participating in the ongoing work of making all things new right now. Anticipate waking up different than you are in this moment, not because you've worked for change, but because you've rested into change. Tomorrow's version of you is already being prepared while tonight's version of you sleeps. The anxiety you feel now might be completely gone by morning, transformed into peace you can't explain. God, while I sleep tonight, do the work in my heart that I cannot do while awake. Heal the wounds I don't even know I have. Restore the hope I thought was lost forever. Let me wake up tomorrow more like the person you created me to be. Transform my sleep into resurrection, my rest into renewal, my surrender into strength. And when you wake up tomorrow, renewed and refreshed, you'll be able to see something that's invisible to you right now. You'll be able to find gratitude even in the midst of your pain. Thankfulness even in the middle of your struggle, not because pain disappears, but because you finally understand its purpose. Every tear you've cried has watered seeds of compassion in your heart. Every sleepless night has taught you to value rest in ways comfortable people never will. Every moment of loneliness has prepared you to treasure authentic connection when it comes. Every mistake has carved out space in your soul for humility and grace. Your pain isn't punishment, it's preparation for a depth of joy that shallow people can never experience. The struggles you thought were trying to destroy you were actually trying to develop you. Every difficulty was a gymnasium where your spiritual muscles grew stronger. Every loss taught you what was truly valuable. Every failure showed you what was truly important. You've been educated by adversity in ways that comfort never could have taught you. The empathy you feel for others' pain exists because of your own pain. The strength you draw upon in crisis was forged in the fires of previous crises. The wisdom you possess about life's fragility came from experiencing your own breaking points. Without the darkness, you would never have learned to appreciate the light, to seek it, to become it for others. Look back at your worst moments and see how they've shaped you into someone more real, more caring, more alive. The version of you that existed before the pain was perhaps prettier, but not nearly as beautiful. Beauty born from brokenness has a depth that untested beauty can never achieve. Your scars are not disfigurements, they're evidence of survival, proof of healing, testimonies of resilience. Every person who will be helped by your story is someone you can help precisely because you've walked through hell and lived to tell about it. Your pain qualified you for a ministry of comfort that comfortable people can't provide. The breakdown you thought was your ending was actually your beginning. The labor pains of becoming who you were meant to be, even tonight's struggle with sleep, is teaching you to value rest in ways that easy sleepers never will. Right now, in this moment, try to feel grateful even for the struggles that brought you here. Grateful for the insomnia that led you to seek deeper peace. Grateful for the anxiety that taught you to reach for something beyond yourself. Grateful for the loneliness that made you hungry for authentic connection with the divine. Grateful for the mistakes that broke your pride and opened your heart to grace. God, I'm learning to be thankful even for the pain that brought me to my knees before you. Thank you for using my struggles to make me more like the person you designed me to be. Help me see every difficulty as a gift wrapped in sandpaper, rough but ultimately transforming. Let gratitude become the lens through which I view both my blessings and my burdens. And this gratitude leads you to the final step, the one that changes everything, complete surrender. Not just giving up control of tonight, but giving up control of your entire life. Surrender isn't defeat, it's the ultimate victory over the illusion that you were ever in control to begin with. You've been carrying responsibilities that were never yours, fighting battles that were never meant to be fought by human strength alone. Tonight, you're laying down the crushing burden of being your own God. You're admitting what your soul has known all along. You need something bigger than yourself. This isn't weakness. It's the highest form of wisdom, recognizing the limits of human power and the limitless nature of divine love. Surrender is not giving up. It's finally letting go of what was killing you slowly. Feel what happens in your body when you truly let go of the need to control everything. Your shoulders drop, your jaw unclenches, your breathing deepens, your heart rate slows. This is what you've been searching for in every form of escape, every distraction, Every numbing behavior, the peace you've been chasing outside yourself was always available inside surrender. You don't have to understand how everything will work out. You just have to trust that it will. You don't have to see the entire staircase. You just have to take the next step in faith. You don't have to carry tomorrow's problems with tonight's strength. Tomorrow will bring its own grace. Surrender is the end of exhaustion and the beginning of supernatural empowerment. Picture yourself placing every concern, every fear, every burden into hands that are strong enough to hold them. Hands that created galaxies are gentle enough to wipe your tears. Arms that sustain the universe are tender enough to hold your broken heart. The love that governs all of creation is personal enough to know your name, your needs, your dreams. This isn't abstract theology. This is intimate reality, as close as your next breath. You're not surrendering to emptiness. You're surrendering to fullness, to completeness, to perfect love. The same power that raised Jesus from the dead is available to resurrect your hope, your peace, your joy. Surrender doesn't make you weak. It connects you to the source of all strength. Let this surrender wash over you like warm water, dissolving every remaining trace of resistance. You fought long enough, worried long enough, carried burdens long enough. Tonight is the night you discover what it feels like to be completely held, completely loved, completely safe. Your life is no longer your burden to bear. It's God's masterpiece to create. God, I surrender everything to you, my past with all its regrets, my present with all its struggles, my future with all its unknowns. I give you my relationships, my health, my finances, my dreams, my fears, my hopes, my very breath. I trust you. My life more than I trust myself, because your love for me is greater than my love for myself. Let me sleep the deep sleep of someone who knows they're held by perfect love. And let me wake tomorrow ready to live from that place of complete trust and surrender. Rest now. Beloved, you are safe, you are loved, you are held. The God who never sleeps is watching over you, and all is well with your soul. Sleep in peace.